of this ill-conceived policy, whose business it was to profit from the great transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich.
And then we sold the banking side of the business to Daring, Bunting and Golding and FINSAC in 1998.
Our leaders recognize their evil ways and surrender this country back to God. Peter Bunting somehow probably recognizes this, and probably he needs to be the one to start the course of repentance. But my brothers and sisters, hold on to your faith in Almighty God. Justice will not be denied us. I know that for sure.
Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Returning subscribers, welcome back. Guys, if you are just joining for the first time, this is the nightly broadcast for Jamaica Politics Uncovered. We bring you all the latest coming out of Jamaica, where our politics is concerned. So tonight we're going to be talking about, first of all, this visit from first member of Donald Trump's administration since he took office in January. We're also going to talk about other political domestic matters because I see something today. Unbelievable, just unbelievable. But guys, when you come in, please and hit up the like button. Share the live and let somebody know that we're on. Please give me a thumbs up in the chat to let me know that the audio sounds good so we can get started. Moderator, thank you for joining again. And all our subscribers and friends in the chat, thank you for being here. All right, so the audio is good. That's good. All right, so let me just first say I am very proud of this government. When I heard the press conference for myself, because we live in a time now where sometimes people just come online and say anything. We over here have a responsibility to you, the listeners, to bring the truth. But before this visit, we talked about it over here a few times in anticipation of this visit, but we didn't really go in depth about it because all we know, we are here say Rubio want Jamaica to run out Cuba, right? That was a talking point. Is Andrew Owen gonna run out Cubans? That would have wicked if we run out the Cubans. But when I heard the press conference today, it's a totally different thing me here. First of all, there was no member of the opposition to meet Marco Rubio alongside the foreign minister. If anybody else saw them, let me know. But I looked. I didn't see any member of the opposition. Good night, everybody. Moderator, anybody, let me know in the chat if there was any member of the opposition representing the PNP at this meeting with Marco Rubio. When Lisa Hanna was the opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs, we saw her when Prince William and his wife came. She was sitting beside Kamina. Other times as well. But this time I didn't see nobody. I was looking for Angela. I didn't see Angela. I was looking to see somebody would some representative of the PNP. There was nobody there. I first me see this. Anyway, Marco Rubio so like saying was so glad to be in Jamaica. Marco Rubio does a big up the thing, so big up the thing. Eh? First and foremost, you see the people them, we go up in the diaspora go talk about say, we not protest against crime, we not protest against crime and about US travel advisory. Me tell you, say don't look for US travel advisory because them a do it for years and decades now. And then put out advisory upon every country upon the earth. Or some country where they have no crime rate. The US put out advisory to their citizens. Left them. And that me say. But my friend, me hear Marco Rubio come say now, them are going reconsider, well, them not going reconsider, but rather modify their travel advisory to reflect the truth about Jamaica. He said, I note that Jamaica is the leader in this region where handling crime and bringing down crime is concerned. So he looked at the data. And he specifically said over the last 2 years, Jamaica has taken control and taken the lead in the war on crime in this region. 35% decrease, the lowest in many years. So when me see some people a jump up about travel advisory and about this and me no look. Andrew Holness is a very smart person. One of the time me hear Marco Rubio say, the Prime Minister used the term the global war and gangs. Are the right term because we need help. I know we alone in a Jamaica, the entire region need help. You understand? So the United States, where the whole heap of weapons them a come from, Marco Rubio even acknowledge that. So the whole heap of weapons them where come from United States a come help mash up the region. So it's not just a one-way street and a Jamaica alone fight this. Hold on there, guys. Yes, guys, sorry about that. So Marco Rubio acknowledged that him even said Jamaica take the lead in the region, that's we even not help back other people. He's talking about 80. We are help back 80. And the people them in the room, they were only able to ask 4 questions, but we had questions from the US media. I think the Washington Post was also in the room. They were able to ask questions, and our local media, they were able to ask questions as well. They asked Marco Rubio about, Jamaicans with green cards, who might not really know if they would be able to return to the States and not get in trouble. I'm tired for tell people, say, stop from listening to people on social media where put fear in our uno. If you are a permanent resident of the United States, nobody can tell you anything. As long as you're not in the country, I create problem and I join up with terrorist gangs and them sitting there, any gang for that matter. You don't have anything to worry about. The war that is going on on illegal immigration. Every country should be concerned about people coming into their country illegally. That's the only thing where me could have give Donald Trump, me never not give no credit because America supposed to. Them shouldn't have the border open for no 2 years. You know, remember? Joe Biden them have the border open 2 years. Every day people are jump over and me not say nothing that happen. You can't do that. And that's part of the reason why they lost the election. So when asked that question, he made it very clear that, listen, Jamaicans have nothing to worry about. He said, I live in South Florida and I feel like I'm at home because the Jamaican community is so vibrant over there. And him talk up some very nice things about Jamaica. Him big up a prime minister and him big up way. And him big up a culture and big up, the whole energy and the whole spirit of our people. The warm welcome that he received. He likes Kamina. And Kamina is very diplomatic. I like her as a foreign minister. She represents the country very well. She's doing a wonderful job. So we hear some good things. No, the another thing now. One of the journalists them in the room asked him about the Cuban doctors. And Andrew Holness was also asked about it. And Andrew Holness, Prime Minister, said that he has no issues. Himself human trafficking a go on it now, go on over here in Jamaica. That me telling you yesterday, say, if Marco Rubio is coming to Jamaica about the human trafficking at the Cuban them, that not happening in Jamaica. I must be someplace else. But what he said is, and when he makes these arguments about some of the negatives, for example, him say the doctor them, some of them in a Cuba, them not getting paid. Them say instead the government, the regime over Cuba, hold on pan the man them passport, pan the doctor them passport, and now give them pay. Now, if Cuba is doing that, guys, that is wrong. When people work, they want them pay. In Jamaica, Andrew Holness said, we abide by the labor laws, and we not violate, what the international standard is for labor laws. So that is a good position. The Cubans play a major role in our healthcare system. A lot of us in the healthcare field migrate to other countries, serve in other countries. Same thing in the United States. The United States can't do without immigrants in the healthcare field working. So America have to understand that, and if they do not have a concern about human trafficking in Jamaica, or the people and we're not getting paid, if we not doing that to them, then we not have nothing to worry about. But he did say that he has some concerns about that, and him say him not saying that that is happening in Jamaica. That's what him saying now. Him say I'm not saying that is happening here in Jamaica. So Jamaica take their position and let Marco Rubio know what we are doing in Jamaica with the Cubans then. I'm proud of Jamaica. I'm proud of how Jamaica angle this whole thing. Him also talk about another important point that he spoke about was when asked about the US aid program. And him say, guys, you know that the USA aid program, it's been in Jamaica for a very long time. And there's a lot of money that the US puts into it. And he said that the United States, they're not really stopping the USA aid. They are restructuring it to make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do, where the US foreign policy and the host country is concerned, which is me not a problem with that. Because guess what? You cannot pump money into something and you don't really know what to do, or it not doing what it's supposed to do. You want to have the United States and you want to have the host country in Jamaica um in agreement. Thank you, Dottie Cup. Big up yourself. Guys, please hit up the like button over here for me, please, and thank you. Guys, there is a live goal over here. Please support. Want to get in good content over here. So, he must say, where there's a transition of the USA aid, you're gonna have certain things kind of come to a pause. Him said the USA aid is not a handout program. And him said Jamaica nah look no handout. Me glad you no know. We don't want a handout. So Dion Jackson Miller and the rest of you, we are talking about say the government a give $2,000 for buy pro box. So no go away. Stop this handout mentality. What the government for do? Come buy on the pro box? Come give on a down payment money for pro box. So no go away. If a $2,000 $1,000 una get, una go put it on One cocoa, a phone business that go save and buy and put on don't pay pound a pro box. A car is a luxury. Anybody want car, go and work for it. If the government argue on $1,000, $500, we no go put it on. And do what you want to do with it. Don't come fly up in anybody's face, but wanna give somebody something to put down? We're not going to endorse this a handout dependency kind of style. We're not doing that. So me glad say Marco Rubio talks say Jamaica now look no hands out. The USAID program, if they say them a can do something for help the region or for help the development, no problem. Okay, so that's good. The another important thing that Marco Rubio said was he was asked about China. I'm glad the journalist asked him that. And he said where China is concerned. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Him say where China is concerned, him not have no problem with China. Thank you, Orlando. And their investment. Him say where him have, you know, so Marco Rubio for be the next president of the United States. Him not really hard nose like Donald Trump, you know. May I listen to him good today, you know. And he sound diplomatic. He sound like him experienced now. Him coming to him manhood now where the politics is concerned. Me feel like same can go up the go run and win for the Republican them after Trump. And make sense. He said he's not against China investing in Jamaica, but China has this attitude and this pattern of behavior where they go around these countries and them come with these developmental projects and they're not being fair because, for example, them come and say them a bill a highway and the terms and conditions of the highway, you don't know when you're going to pay them off. You don't know when you're going to pay them off, you know, and that too. When time you talk about the labor, when them coming at the country, say them a do project and them a do this and that. And when you look, them a bring for them own people for come do the work. Them not really give the opportunity to the locals to come in on the workforce with them and pay them equally and give them benefits and them sitting there. I chew him attack. And when we ever done pay for highway 2,000 people, at 25 years later, you know, trying to stop them something there for true. So, me like everything what him say. Me like say him acknowledge the good what Jamaica is doing and how far we have come and that we have good leadership. It was a very good meeting and I'm so glad as I was driving home today I took the time to listen it. I'm just gonna play a few minutes of it here for those of you who didn't hear. I hope I can find the part where Marco Rubio talked about the crime. Yes, no matter who want to try and undermine and behave like say, it's not a big deal. You understand? Him also, I know him are the journalists in the room. They alluded to something to do with the fight that is going on over there in Haiti. And Andrew Holness was saying what he thought needs to happen next, you know? And Andrew Holness sound like a leader. I'm sorry if that hurt anybody's feelings, but the Prime Minister represented the country very well today. And him never have to say a whole heap. Because I'm tell you something. Yes, when time you are do your work and you're diligent at your work, trust me, you don't need to talk loud because your work is gonna speak for itself. I just saw the thing go. You understand? So me like what me hear today. I just hope that very soon, cause Andrew Willis try to make a good case for Haiti. Them need more help over there. I mean, we had this bilateral thing going on in Haiti where we go over there and try to all soldier from all Africa, me say over there. And them can't get nowhere where peace and stability is concerned. So we don't want to hear say 80. I mean, you can call it a failed state, but we don't want to hear say get any worse. You understand? We want over there to fix. And it's good that Jamaica is trying to assist as much as we can. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can find a little bit of Marco Rubio statement. All right. Some Jamaican mentality. Them come and want to live at your place for free. Yeah, nothing is free now, no matter what people say.
Well, Mr. Prime Minister, first of all, thank you for the very warm welcome. On Tuesday I completed my 9th week on the job, so I told you I'd be here early. I think that's pretty early, and I'm glad to be here so soon. Thank you to the Foreign Minister as well for welcoming me and all the work we do together, and to the people of Jamaica. The ties, I would say, between the United States and Jamaica don't need to be explained. They're incredibly strong. And in particular, my home state of Florida, we were commenting close to 800,000 to 1 million Jamaican expatriates who call the United States home. And I asked, was that just in Florida? Because it's a very vibrant community that's contributed so much to the place that I've called home for so long. And so we have a shared history that's tied together by people. I also would say that some substantial percentage of Americans have traveled here at some point in their lives. And that also binds countries together. Nothing binds countries and cultures more closely together than people. And we certainly have that in common. And we want to continue to make sure that we build on that. We did touch on a couple of topics. The first is trade. The world has been closely followed. The president is in the midst of realigning American global trade policy, primarily to reset global trade in a way that's fair to the U.S. after 20 or 30 years of what we believe is unfairness, not when it comes to Jamaica, but broader. And from that will come real opportunity.
On the ear, not when it comes to Jamaica. Everything was negative. It makes sure say, not when it comes to Jamaica, cause we no mix and mingle, you know.
To create new alignments and new trade arrangements and new trade opportunities. And I believe Jamaica is one of those places that together we both stand to benefit. In particular, we discussed supply chains. And we ask ourselves, why, if so many of these products are destined for the North American market, why are so many of the productive capacities located halfway around the world? And there's a lot of different reasons why that's happened. But it makes all the sense in the world to see more productive capacity, more manufacturing, more industry relocated into our hemisphere. We certainly have the labor and the population and the desire to do so in our hemisphere. It's closer to the end markets. And so we want to pursue opportunities to make that possible. And clearly, I think Jamaica is one of those places that could benefit. And the Prime Minister has that vision for the country and the creation of not just jobs, but jobs that pay even better than the jobs that maybe some could find now. So it's an opportunity I think would be mutually beneficial. And we're going to actively seek and look for ways to make that possible. I also think there's extraordinary opportunities for investment. And we talked about it, whether it's particularly in energy. The United States is going to be producing a lot of liquefied natural gas, which is a very clean fuel that we have in abundance and that we seek to export. And it's also critical, by the way. You cannot have manufacturing without reliable and affordable energy. And so it's one of those things that I think potentially we could continue to partner along with other things, whether it's mining opportunities off the seabed, in essence, to utilize all of the resources of the country in a responsible way that protects your environment, that protects your natural beauty, but at the same time is generating income and opportunity of employment for the people. Ultimately, governments have two prime responsibilities: the safety and the prosperity of their people. And your Prime Minister and his government is very focused on those two priorities. We did talk about tourism because obviously it's a significant part of your economy, and we pledged we were going to go back and reevaluate the travel advisories as they currently stand to ensure that they do reflect the reality of the new numbers or what the numbers show, because you've made very impressive progress in your general numbers overall when it comes to the murder rate and so forth. But in particular, with those travel advisories are designed to American travelers. And I think we need to analyze that and just
Don't me tell no people, Say when Jamaica, cause one of the time me hear, um, I wish she name Audrey Marks when she was in America. They were talking about going to the US and asking them to remove travel advisory. No, we're not supposed to be begging nobody for remove nothing. We know ourselves and we know what we are do. We're not the most murderous place in the world right now. Yes, we have high murder rate, but we're working on it. You understand? So when me hear people are talk about them and go to US to move the level of travel, no, them a talk to them citizens. We're not busy with them. Make them do what them a do. We not walk and beg nobody nothing. That was my position. So you see him come now when you finish hear what him say.
We need to analyze that and just ensure that the status we're currently in accurately reflects the status quo and takes into account the progress you've already made this year and made last year, year over year, which I think is one of the highest numbers in terms of reductions that we've seen of any country in the region.
Thank
We have
you.
to talk about security, and I think that the Prime Minister has phrased it in a way that I think is very beneficial, and that is, he used the term global war on gangs. Maybe we'll find some other phraseology in the United States to describe it, but we're talking about the same problem. It's amazing if you look across the region and really many parts of the world, how many of the threats we face in the world now that once came from a ideological terrorist organization or from a nation state are now coming from non-governmental criminal organizations who in some cases are more powerful than the governments in some of these countries. And we've confronted this issue. It's a challenge in Mexico. It's a challenge on the border between Venezuela and Colombia. It is the challenge in Haiti. And it's been a challenge here. And it's a multifaceted challenge. They are transnational for a number of reasons. One, as an example, is, and we've acknowledged this in our conversations that lead back to my time in the United States Senate, how many of the guns and the weapons that are being used by gangs to commit acts of violence here in Jamaica are purchased in the United States and shipped
Yes.
here. We want to commit to doing more to stopping that flow at the same time as we do more to commit to increasing your capacity. That's the other thing I underline. What we're talking about here when we talk about American assistance is America helping Jamaica build its own capacity, its own ability to confront these challenges and solve these problems. Because security is a baseline for everything. And to that end, we have some good things to announce today here. We've the Jolt Fusion Center that is starting up again, and that's been even further strengthened. That's going to help address lottery scamming. We can announce this synthetics detection equipment for the Jamaica's forensic labs. Another
Yeah, guys. So him just a say America go start work a little more with Jamaica to help us, improve our already sophisticated um resources in how we deal with crime. So we're not a problem with that because we have a common interest in making sure that we do not have a crime infested country, not just in Jamaica, but in America too. Those who are sending the weapons in Jamaica, the Caribbean region. So it's a good thing. But the subscribers in the chat, may I read everything? The subscribers in the chat will say, the vloggers them out here will get up and bring down Jamaica. And the one them a mark goal in a peer. Uno angry tonight, eh? Uno vex and upset tonight, eh? Uno spirit cross tonight, eh? Uno no hear America come and bring down Jamaica. We nah, me telling you, we nah bring down Jamaica, Jamaica no worse than nowhere else, And we are getting better than we were 10 years ago and 15 and 20 years ago. Me nah look pa uno. Me not looking, I swear. Jamaica go on do the thing. Go on do the right thing. We don't want a backward people. We don't want a backwardness. We don't want nobody. We don't understand the assignment. For come in our country, but say them a lead. Lead what? Eh? Leave we alone, man. We are do the right thing. We are going in the right direction. Uno call Danan this for me. Uno call Danan this to the pollster. Where the PNP them pay every month for the poll for say the government are do bad. Call Danan this for me, please. Danan this you hear this, sir? Jamaica galang good. So return to sender. Them who appear your return to sender, my love. We're doing fine, fantastic over here. You understand? So, Marco Rubio, we thank you for coming, sir. Yes, we're glad you come by. I hope thank your son nice ackee and saltfish. And them something that you deserve it. Now make we talk about this other situation pan we Anya now. People, I want to know if you explain to me how Mark Golden and the PNP, they were in the parliament where they had the opportunity to present an alternative. I don't want to start laughing, guys. Mark Golden, Julian Robinson, and the PNP had the perfect opportunity to participate in the budget debate. They chose not to do that. They wanted to put a manifesto, a party manifesto, to the parliament instead of participating in the debate where Jamaica and the budget is concerned. Now you tell me, people, how does it make sense? Them keep emergency press conference this morning. And when me look on the press conference, the man them favor hostage. Damian Crawford, just for your own good, you need to understand what body language does. You can't stand up beside your leader, any leader. You can't stand up out there and look like hostage or a look like, say, when your mother carry you go to church on Sunday morning and you never want to wake up early. Or then wake you up 6 o'clock for bed, for go to church and you never want to get up. Fix your face, man. We're not really busy with Julian, because Julian doom already, He's at a point of no return. But Damien, bad to bad. You're not a terrible guy. You have your ways. I mean, not really see you as no prime minister for Jamaica. I just have to tell the truth. I don't really see you as no leader for no opposition or no party. Because if me did feel that way there before, me not feel that way there today. Sorry. But fix yourself, man. Don't go out there go look like hostage and them sitting there. You know, look happy. What wrong with you? Them not put you in a seat. You not go get seat. Smile, man. And stop for a look like say. Them have, then tie you up and chain you up beside Mark Golden. Let me put something on the screen so people. This is what Daryl Vaz had to say this evening. Let's move this out of the way. According to Daryl Vaz, to waste your entire budget debate doing political Ay, Jesus have mercy. Oh God. To waste your entire budget debate doing political work and now attempting to use a press conference to present a budget is silly and dumb. The the same thing me I say. Me not even read this, somebody just send this, can't give me not too long. The facial expressions from Damon and Julian must be worth more than 1,000 words. A same thing me I say, Darrell, same exact thing. Look on them. It look like say the area leader carry them out there. If you can expose them to the rest of gunman them. Foolishness. Damian the talks the Mark Golden have not more than 2 years left. And let me just make this comment about Damian Crawford. Me didn't really like Damian, one at the time. But me get to realize that Damian is a youth with bad mind. I mean, not like bad-minded people. You see that voice note they will leak out where Damian did I say, Mark Golden only good for 2 years, but him can't support Lisa and him done already. If you know say Mark Golden is unfit so much that you only are saying good for stay there for 2 years. And you, Damian Crawford, make it clear, say, you are not ready. Why wouldn't you support Lisa, Hannah? Remember you're saying already, you know? So why you couldn't support Lisa until you ready? Your bad mind. And from that, me mark you. You're not a team player. You don't want to see other people strive. Are you alone for strive? Even when you don't ready. Are you alone for strive? Me not like that about people. Lisa Anna is more qualified than you, Damian. She is. She present herself more better. You ever hear them leak out nothing but with Lisa yet? I chat people and them sitting there? No. She would never put herself in that position. So when me hear you do them something, them say, no man, that you trying to right. You should have jump in there and support the woman. That you should have do. The other three vice presidents of the PNP supported Lisa and you alone wall out. But then catch up on audio attack then out than this day. And look where you come down to. You have to run behind the risers, them more then do your bad and diss you up. You have to run behind them and negotiate with all bunting and them people there. We done you. I run back at them. If you sit down in a one little seat. You're gone down, man. You Babylon your throne gone down. No respect people. I never respect people who do them sit there. Especially men. You have to stand up in your power. Forget my respect. Right? So, alright, let's say it there. Guys, somebody asked Mark Golding at the press conference about FINSAC. And to all me shock. Me don't know if me fi even play the response. Mark Golding tried to minimize the damage that FINSAC did to our economy. He tried to minimize the role that he played and how he benefited of the demise of so many people. 44,000 entrepreneurs. He tried to minimize it. He said he had nothing to do with FinSac. Let me tell you something. I said this about Mark Golding 4 years ago when I saw that leak that he was involved in. And I read the things that he was saying. And I watched him. I told someone that the scariest thing about Mark Golding is how he lies with ease. You are not supposed to lie like that with ease and comfortable. If me have to tell one lie, guys, which at this point in my life, I don't have to lie about anything, you know. But when I was younger and, things like that, I have to tell one little lie. It rests for my conscience, Me can't sleep comfortable. It bother me. You understand? And then I got to realize that it's best that you tell the truth, even when you are in a bad situation. Better you tell the truth and know, say, you can live with your conscience. Because when you can't live with your conscience because of something, and I want easy something of people. So that's why I'm gonna work with lies. If me have to just tell the truth. But me see my goal in tell some lie. And he does it with a straight face and he does it very comfortably. You must be very fearful of people like those. It means they have no conscience. It means they are void of normal human emotions, which is that moral compass that we all have within us to stop us when we, you know, think about doing something wrong or something bad. I've seen Mark Golding lie with such ease. They say you're not supposed to trust liar because liars are the lies people in the world, But me not gonna put that on all liars because I know lawyers who don't do that. They have a conscience. You understand? But me I fear wonder if if the problem with Mark Golden is a mental problem where lying is part of whatever condition he's dealing with. Because this is not normal. The frequency at which he lies and how he will blatantly look in at your face and tell you, say, no, it never goes so. And you know, you and God and the world and everybody knows that's how it go. You know what? I'm going to play it make on a year. I want to hear for yourself what Mark Golding said when he was asked about his role in FINSAC. This is unbelievable. When I heard it today, I said, I don't know how Jamaica people could have trust this liar man. Man lie. Nobody not supposed to lie, so. Nobody not supposed to comfortable lying like that. Me go play it, me gonna hear it. See it here.
Minister and the spokes and the finance minister, how much of this matter of what FinSAC did in terms of the
Somebody calling the phone and interrupting the audio. Guys, I soon open the phone line.
impact on the country's debt and your potential role in that debacle in the 1990s. Do you accept that narrative as put forward? And do you feel that FinSAC, as it played out in the 1990s, was damaging to the Jamaican economy?
What has been a real waste of expenditure is the over $100 million that the government spent on a commission of inquiry, which has not delivered a report. That's a scandal. Over $100 million spent on getting the facts as to what took place, and they have not published a report. FinSAC ensured that in a crisis in the financial sector, depositors didn't lose any money. Pensioners didn't lose any money. Persons who had insurance didn't lose any money. That was the purpose of FinSAC. And yes, it cost the country quite a lot of money, and we took time to work our way out of that. We're now at 68% debt to GDP ratio. That era is long gone. I had no role in FinSAC whatsoever. I was in the private sector there. I was an attorney at law, and I was involved in business as well. So, that was an environment we all had to navigate who were in the sector at that time. And we did it skillfully enough that we never had to ask FinSAC for any support. Thank you.
Yeah, one final question.
Just before you go, I'm wondering if Nationwide would ask the Prime Minister how easy is it that he can explain how other people got riches, but he's unable to explain his own riches according to the integrity.
Karen, may I beg you to come say something about this low life boy, Dayton Campbell. Dayton Campbell does not belong in our politics. He is a bully. He is indecent. He is nasty and disgusting, and he does not belong in any of our political parties. This guy is sick in his head. They're conducting a press conference, and the journalist don't even finish asking the question of Mark Golding. But he steps in front of everybody with his enough stay bad self. Now, Mark Golding's characterization of FinSAC is inaccurate. He's trying to minimize the damage that was done and saying that he had nothing to do with FinSAC. You know, see the billions of dollars we get off of FinSAC people? Yes. And as far as the report goes, I don't know how many of you remember when the people upon the commission said them want more money to finish FinSAC. The damage that was done is so great. So when Mark Golding's gonna talk about we have worked at it and who worked at it? Who no create the damage? And this is why Portia Simpson Miller did not put Mark Golding and Peter Bunting in her finance ministry, because they were a part of FinSAC big time. Portia never wanted them come stain up our finance ministry. When FinSAC happened, and where we are now, the hard work of Peter Phillips and Portia, The hard work of Andrew Holness, Nigel Clark. It took long to get fixed back where our where our debt is concerned. And our GDP for that matter. But imagine where we would be today. You're talking about people and pensioners and everything. If we did not have the collapse of all those businesses in Jamaica, if we did not wipe out the black people them who were successful in our country, think about where we would be today as a country. Wanna set us back. Wanna set us back about 50 years with FINSAC, and that you fi know. So nobody can talk like you want to minimize it. We know say 1 + 1 or 2 mark golden. When you look at his eyes, you know what, let her leave it alone. Let me leave it alone. As far as Dayton Campbell goes, Dayton Campbell make you want to vomit. I'm the most disgusting person I've ever seen in my life. Just the mere sight of him. Just the fact that he cannot carry himself with a sense of class and decency. Just for the fact that you take the hog out of the mud, put on white coat and a stethoscope on him, but you cannot take the hog out of the mud or the mud out of the hog, however you want to put it. Eh? How the hell did PNP find Dayton Campbell for come put in a politics? Eh? One of the things, with Portia, even though Portia meant well, and Portia gave people the benefit of the doubt. You see, one of the worst things Portia ever did was how she recruited people to the PNP. They're the destruction to the party. You can't go through the world and I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. No matter how your heart's soft, you have to watch people. You have to analyze people and observe people before you give them important job here. Dayton Campbell not supposed to in our politics, people. Mark Warden not supposed to in our politics. When Peter Bunting taking sit now walk out of the parliament, you should have make it stay out. Them are destruction. And Portia care about them people are coming to politics. Ian Hills, Portia Simpson Miller carry them people here and everybody with Portia carrying. They are nothing but destruction. And even when Dayton Campbell come like a rapist, even when the people them reject him and run him, from when he did as member of parliament, they run him. Him go down to Westmoreland, they run him. Everywhere he go, they run him. No means no. No means no. Dayton Campbell is not supposed to be talking to the Jamaican people, He's not supposed to talk to the Jamaican people. Same thing with Peter Bunting. The members of the PNP, them run him about him want leadership. Down at Central Manchester, they fling him where. Who not supposed to talk to the Jamaican people or talk to the Prime Minister? You guys are damn out of order, rude. Go away. Mark Golding, who earning billions off of FinSac, where him tell the youth, the vlogger we interview him couple yesterday, him tell the youth how he making money off of DB and G. And we see the paperwork and the receipt where Mark Golding make billions him and Peter Bunting off of FinSac. And the man is going to come out in a press conference, come say, he had nothing to do with it. What a bare-faced lie. I don't trust people like that. You cannot tell lie in your 50s, man. If you live to be that old, what the hell you gonna lie about? You not tell the truth and who want vex, man. No, don't trust people who tell lie after 40 years old. I mean, like seriously. No. Tell you the truth. I didn't even listen to what them have to say about no budget or nothing. Me not listen to it, guys. That's the truth me I tell you no. Because they had their opportunity in the parliament. And they didn't do it. They were in there presenting a manifesto. Now the question I have for Jamaica tonight is, if Mark Golding and the PNP cannot put a budget together, a budget rebuttal together, how are they going to run your economy? How are they going to control debt. How are they gonna run your country? Not no more than when Mark Golding left from outer the parliament yesterday. And the whole of the parliament laugh off of him. When he said him never come here with a budget debate. He come here with manifesto. By his own admission. No more than after the parliament, he go call Damien and say, Damien, put one look a budget thing and tomorrow we'll go out there in our press conference. I must say that's why Damien look vexed so. Because him not get to really talk much part. The only thing we really hear him say briefly is about school feeding. How mediocre they are. They don't talk in terms of lowering the debt, reforms, making Jamaica a place where, our family and friends and Jamaicans around the world want to come back home. Them not talk in terms of them big move there. I be a look up something and talk about. They not no dreams. Them not no big goals and big plans for Jamaica. It's all like a mediocre sitting. Lord God. Let me just play this real quick. The lady will talk about the money management in a will laugh. Look here now. I was not supposed to come out here and talk about this tonight, different thing me supposed to. Remember, I said tonight we were going to talk about Mark Golding as make it clear that we don't know who he is. He's a very secretive person, hiding everything, hiding his business offshore, hiding everything, and come and chastise Andrew Holness. When he behave like a scammer. So, and this me supposed to come talk about, but I will come about that tomorrow. Because sometimes, I plan to do a program and then there's new development and then we have to kind of reshuffle and them something there. But I want you guys to hear what this lady had to say. Let me see. I did an upload this morning. Somebody sent me the video of the vlogger, the blonde-eared Rasta youth. And the first 15 minutes or so, I couldn't watch the whole thing, but I went ahead and responded to it because I had to. The things that were coming out of this man's mouth. Unbelievable. Let me just let you listen to this real quick. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Bear with me, guys. Let me just get past this commercial. When they come out to them at the press conference this morning, there was an expectation.
Saying that the finance minister was misleading the House, that they never intended for all their proposals to be implemented within year one. However, the point was made in response by Minister Williams that you were debating this current budget. And so the assumption ought to be made that the numbers you're presenting or the proposals you're presenting are for this current financial year, which I think is a fair enough point as well. So the opposition has now called an emergency press conference for tomorrow. And my expectation is that the opposition is going to present their actual figures for their proposed budget, their alternative budget, their set of proposals, because they came with a lot of them, and what those proposals would indeed cost. And so we're expecting, that would be my expectation from tomorrow. And I would say if the PNP comes to that press conference tomorrow without their financial plan, without those numbers, it'd be a waste of time. What is the point of an emergency press conference if you don't have the numbers to rebut? Fayetteville Williams says it will cost the country almost $50 billion and put the country in a deficit position. You need to counteract that and tell us, what would it cost by your estimation? Is your plan feasible? Is your plan practical? Remember, this is an election year.
All right. So me no know if the budget where them the alternative budget where them come with a 23 billion. Me no know how much, guys. I me no really care because me no believe nothing at all what they say. When they not no credibility, you know. People don't really why you're not frying, you know. Because see them bring Dayton Campbell for contrast with journalists like Gyal. Right? So Julian them put him for shadow finance and him in the parliament. Why him never take the lead? Him shouldn't take the lead in the alternative budget. So right you know, what Mark Golding need to do? And move Julian from the shadow finance position and put somebody there we can manage. Julian, this you know, sister Julian incompetent. Finance is not he's not good at this. So what is happening now before our very eyes is this. Mark Golding, the leader of the opposition, him under more pressure because him appoint a man we supposed to attack on the financing and uno not see a favor lead out. That's what Andrew Holness put her there to do. And Andrew Holness, he seasoning the thing enough where him could have stand up on his own 2 feet as the prime minister and come with something too. But Julian under pressure and Mark Golding worse under pressure because it's like he mafia do damage control, he mafia map up what Julian never do. Julian don't know what I do and Mark Golding worse don't know what I do. We not see a blind and lead blind. Make we talk about the manifesto. Then come with manifesto. Then don't come with no figures. Then don't come with how they're going to pay for the ideas, the bunch. We don't see the paper behind and crumble up. Because you didn't come with any idea how to fund this manifesto budget where you come with. You don't come with no figures. Guys, these people are incompetent. They don't know what they are doing. Me not talk again, you know. They don't know what they're doing. All the evidence is there. It is laid before us. Julian Robinson don't know nothing about finance or economy. Not even Google search can help him. Because look what happened. Then come a parliament and not come with no alternative budget for the budget. So they make data, they make Damien go type up and sin overnight and come about food, but school lunch. Look here, man. We don't have time for this. Let me open up the phone line. We're gonna take about 5 calls tonight before we close the program. You can start calling now, guys. If you want to reach the program, you can call us on WhatsApp at the number on the screen. Make it make sense. Then come out in a press conference. For what? Hello, good night. Turn on your background for me, please.
Good night, this is J-Ham.
Good night.
Well, I like I know you just spoke on myriad of topics, but I like to hone in on the Rubio and Holness conversation today. And that's why I want to person when the noise was being made.
Yeah.
When Barbados and Trinidad were all making noise about they would give up visas and all that stuff. I will keep telling folks I trust Andrew Holness' judgment and his approach. And clearly we see what unraveled today.
Yes, that's true.
Aruba is saying there are issues going on with Cuban workers globally. However, that's not the impact in Jamaica.
Yes. I see what you mean.
And Camino was also saying the same thing. Let's do diplomacy. So when everyone was making the noise, oh, they should follow Barbados and Trinidad and Guyana to revoke this and give up this, I'm like, no, let level heads prevail.
Mm-hmm.
Because the point is that whatever is going on, we're not facing those type of issues.
Exactly. Are the countries then where um but look here, how are we gonna know? Because since we don't have a media coming out of Cuba, how we are gonna know if the regime over there hold on for the doctor their money and passport? How we are gonna know?
Exactly. We would not know.
We can't talk on that.
Exactly. So hence I was okay with the approach they took.
Okay, I see what you mean. I agree.
With regards to the China issue now, I do agree with what you're saying, and I also do agree with what he was saying with regards to China's exploitation and them bringing their workers in and they taking over contracts. But at the end of the day, how I look at it, based on the various contracts, let's use Czech as an example. Based on the various contracts Czech has gotten so far, I believe Andrew Holness and the government has baked into that same contract knowledge transfer.
Yes, that's true.
So it's up for us as the Jamaican populace to say, okay, here are these experts are coming in the various areas. Let's now see how much information and knowledge we could gain from them and build out beyond that. I do agree with you though. 50 years for for highway, it's a lot.
May I tell you, man, how wickedness can done?
That session seems like a lifetime.
True. Some people don't live that long.
Very clear point. My only consolation in all this is that if we can garner all this information from them and then build out our skill set and knowledge base within the island itself. Because we're always asking for high paying jobs, high paying this, high paying that. Fair, that's all fine and dandy to ask for. However, Jamaica to this date is not a highly skilled society.
Yes, that is true.
And until we get our skill sets up to par across all various industries, we'll forever not get value for money or what we believe we're worth.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to if we take Marco Rubio at his word, I'm excited to see what is there to come. And if we will make some improvement with our relationship with America, because let's face it, we have seen secretaries of states make rounds in the region and them talk and talk and not really change much. Not true. So this time,
You're right. You are spot on. Talk is cheap.
yes, he sounded pretty good today.
He sounded very convincing in comparison to what I used to hear in the Senate.
Yes, so make us see now what is going to happen.
Yeah, and I know that this other club. One last point before I go. Around the USID, I like the approach that he said. Or I said, let's see if it really pencils out. But the approach where, okay, let the US Embassy drive this initiative with the government of, which, let's say, Jamaica.
So it's supposed to go long time.
So the government of Jamaica tells us what you want based on what our initiative is.
Yes.
Diplomacy comes into play. We then give you the aid based on all that. So it has to be a collaborative effort based on the needs of the respective island. In this case, it would be Jamaica.
Yes.
Everything sounds good.
Yes.
Today.
Him know what go on, man. Him know what go on.
I'm pleased. So
Yeah.
So the proof is in the pudding.
Yes. Well, thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
More topics, but I'll give someone else another chance tonight.
Yeah, respect.
Sounds good. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, man. Rubio, him do him homework. Yeah, him sound much more mature and seasoned since we last saw him in the lineup of Republican candidates seeking to lead the Republican Party. I think this is his moment to build up his resume to come back again to the people of the United States. Whether I mean Trump is making it so bad, I don't know how that's gonna work out. But as a Secretary of State, he knows what's going on. Guys, four more calls and then we'll close out here tonight. Yeah, so I feel good. I feel good that he did his homework to know that in Jamaica, where national security and everything is concerned, we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're trying our very best with the resources that we have. I've already told you guys that when it comes down to a national security minister, give Dr. Chang his flowers. Dr. Chang not really talk much, but you can see his work right now. The whole heap of police station, them where them put out the sophistication of the JCF, you know, the upgrading how we solve crimes, the swiftness at which we solve crimes. I think one of our biggest problem now is the rate of prosecution. And then you also have the issue of, you know, the thing now with cartel and appeal court and them something there. We need to work on that aspect of crime solving in Jamaica. Hello, good night.
Good night, Natalie.
Good night, moderator.
Yeah, man, two quick one. The picture you put up with the Prime Minister and the US delegation at the boardroom.
Yes, yes, yes,
I can find it and throw it up on the screen.
yes. It's there. It's
Yeah,
there.
I'm saying, yeah, me I look on that picture there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just coming on my head. Just picture a delegation like that coming to Jamaica.
Everybody in the room look pleased. Everybody in the room look pleased and impressed and pleasant and all them kind of words there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I say, I just put a picture in my head. Picture of my gold in the Angela Brownberg beside him and a Dayton Campbell and a Peter Bunting and Nikisha Birchall around that table. How that picture would have looked to you?
Lord of mercy, moderator, you know you look a bit wicked tonight.
I mean, I picture the one when the man the tarmac go to the airport with Kamina Johnson Smith greeting.
Mm-hmm.
A picture of Angela Brownberg in another photo there.
If me picture it, me I go traumatize. Cause they not ready.
Okay.
They not ready. I did show.
I say that we don't see where the opposition of a fit in the team, right?
No. They not fit in appearance. They not fit in a attitude. They not fit in a class. They don't fit for true. True words.
I'm gonna make that point before me jump to the press nonsense today. Because I'm gonna call that a press conference. It's a total press nonsense. Right? I didn't watch. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch all the press conference, but I saw clippings from it.
Mm.
Yeah, and when the nationwide reporter asked Mark Golden about the FINSAC thing, him answer, him started to stutter. And that's one of the first signs of him telling lie. When people can't come straight, them find that is a common trait with Mark Golden. Anytime you ask him something when not comfortable answer, him starts stutter.
God twist up in tongue.
Right? And then after him give him answer, which the whole of Jamaica who lived through that period or read about that period would have known that his company benefit greatly from what Greg Christie at the time termed as sweetheart deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he himself in a press conference, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
state that he was financial engineering and he was close to Omar Davis. Omar Davis bring him into politics and all that. I don't know if you remember that conference that they were having. And he was explaining to a journalist how him coming out of politics.
Mm-hmm.
Omar Davis bring him into politics. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He was Omar Davis advising him and was financial engineering and all these things. But today he was saying that he had nothing to do with FINSAC. And him don't mention that his company, yeah, was given favorable contracts and stuff and they benefited greatly from FINSAC itself.
Blatant lie that man. Blatant lie.
But that aside, because most of us know, Dayton Campbell intervention.
Yes.
I don't know what words to put to that, how describe it. But when I saw it today, I was like, this to me, and more, may I listen by tomorrow if not gonna hear anybody from the press association come say nothing. Dayton Campbell has made it a point of duty for every chance him get to attack nationwide of all stations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep on doing it. The last time him come out and come make some pronouncement on a political platform about nationwide being an incubator for the governing party, right?
Mm.
We hear say shots fired over the station, this, that, all kind of stuff. And him keep on doing that something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ask a question, the opposition leader answer the question. You gotta tell the man now, say, he must go ask the Prime Minister this and go ask the Prime Minister that.
No, said Dayton a mad smart. Moderator, Dayton sick in him head, you know. It just like, look here, people who are saying don't behave like Dayton Campbell, him sick in his head.
I mean, they can have more than a head sickness,
Something wrong with him.
Head sickness. And
Mm.
the more I see these things, the more me feel driven to ensure that me play some role in some way, shape, or form to ensure people like them better.
Mm-mm. They're not fit already. Simple as that. Mm.
Campbell have this nasty, dirty, stinking attitude, and he keep on attacking this media house because one, them probably not in a film pocket. Them can't control the media. Them can't control what's coming out of that media. And that's the thing I'm see with them. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The man asks a question, the man answer the question. Another journalist will ask a question and you rudely go interrupt.
Nobody never had talk to him.
Them thing that this stays so long, I listen fear the press association not going to come out and say something about it. Because we know most of them in a people pocket.
And I know the government pocket there, you know.
No, them in the government pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we know enough of the media houses them in a people pocket. So that's why them afraid to ask certain questions, right? Them not ask certain person questions when they have certain people for question them. And that is one of the reasons why you see people like Mark Golden and certain other politicians don't face certain journalists.
Mm-hmm.
Never me hear the same refuse as him invite Golden and others numerous amounts of time and them refuse to come on to them station. Why you hide from some? And quick for run go in front of somebody just make you talk as your own ledger.
You know, say Bunting used to go over there, you know. Bunting used to go over there.
Used to.
Mm-hmm. You know, go over there again.
Anytime they have certain topics and them invite somebody from both parties,
Mm-hmm.
them always refuse from going.
Then rather go sit down on the YouTube channel them when them appear the people. Lord, I never see nothing like this yet.
This one and that the one on YouTube.
The one them when them appear.
Sit down with Dean Jackson Miller. They're not going in front of certain journalists for them ask them certain questions.
It's crazy. Jesus. Yeah, so that's why I ask the question now, moderator say, if them can't present one budget, then how the heck them are gonna run country? Have you ever thought about that? That's scary to me.
We didn't avoid that one there, but listen. You had a budget presentation, right? It's a budget debate, which we know happen annually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is our election year. And if you make a pitch to, the electorate, present your budget and make your pitch to the electorate at the same time. Don't come at do something and when time the facts presented and when time them show back things in your face and you don't know how to respond, you come say. You're not presenting a budget, you're outlining basically
A manifesto. Mm-hmm.
It don't look right. It's a budget debate,
I don't think they understand the assignment.
I honestly think they not understand them not understanding, but I'll tell you this no Natalie. I'm gonna listen good. Yeah? I've been following budget election campaigning and all of this for some time. And one of the things me analyze over a period of time is the People's National Party always, if them in a opposition and a come back in, them always a look for a smoking gun moment.
Yeah.
Bruce Colin and the whole man that felt that was extradition thing.
Them a look for a them a look for a scandal.
Right? They were expecting, based on even their own pronouncement, that they would arrive back in a power on the back of Andrew Holness and the whole Integrity Commission saga.
Yeah. And that's why the character assassination.
Julian Robinson, the same Dayton Campbell and all of them did I say, when the report come, the Prime Minister would have no other option but to call early election or resign. So they were all banking on a damning report. The report come and it wasn't as damning as they thought it would be. Yeah? So it leave the whole of them flat.
They never have no plan B.
Them still not have no plan B because they were just banking on some corruption scandal for us tear the government down. And they would have an easy ride getting into power.
Not true. Yeah, me say it long time. From me say what them a go up on this character assassination thing. Me say, you know what? Them people are try to put a scandal upon Andrew and think them going get him out like how them get out Bruce.
Yes.
I mean, Bruce didn't have no choice but to resign. Bruce caused it. As a matter of fact, Bruce was partly the cause of his own demise. So who would not?
Sense actually, because it deep for enough people that are really willing to talk about it.
Well, you know, he shouldn't have done what he did, what we know, in defense of Dodos.
Naturally. I will agree with you that it wasn't handled in another way it should have. But look at it this way. If the argument say Marco Rubio come here today and everybody was anticipating what the outcome would be. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And we see the outcome and everybody feel good enough to see how it play out. In the time when the extradition warrant came, for the good gentleman, Mr. Cook, yeah? Bruce Colin was challenging the terms on which the extradition warrant came. Bruce Golding came into power not knowing about a secret MOU that was signed with foreign government. The Ministry of National Security didn't have a copy of that MOU. Yeah? The Prime Minister's office didn't have a copy of that MOU.
You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna get into that. Because for the simple fact that Dodos was not the only person who had come under extradition, and there were no opposition to any other persons.
That one.
So therefore, well on, moderator, well on. According to Edward Siaga, Bruce Golding should not have interfered in the extradition of Dodos. So I didn't say anything wrong. I said he's the part of why he went down.
After the questions that asked, they found out that an agreement was signed and the MOU that was signed was in a vault, locked up somewhere in a upper camp.
Well, none of that not really matter, you know, because Bruce should not have defended Dodos. Point blank period. And he did.
Well, but you know the case when did I argue? He wouldn't have known that there was a MOU until it played out as how it played out.
But him never do that with nobody else who did under the same extradition at the time. So why him defend Dodos? That's why I'm say this argument not gonna get nowhere because I stand on.
But may I say to you, say, he deal with that situation in a way and it caused him
Yes.
to himself in a situation. And that was how they toppled the government then.
Yes. Yeah. And in an election year.
Yes, no. Yeah.
In an election year, who wouldn't do it? I mean, yeah.
Dayton Campbell alluded to the say the journalist go ask Andrew Holmes and go ask Andrew Holmes that. Them still not get over the fact that with them did a bank and them never get it out of the Integrity Commission report.
Well, yeah. They just need to have a plan B. I don't know if they have time to put a plan B together, but the Bruce Golding effect where they might try come with now, it not going to work with Andrew. It's a totally different thing.
It's not gonna work with Andrew. And that them forgetting of them head. Dayton Campbell need to forget that in them head. The Integrity Commission issue, it now before the court, yeah? Focus on bringing a message to the people, right? And stop your bullyism and disrespect people and disrespect journalists.
Him not have no manners. Him don't belong on our political platforms. Dayton Campbell, when him a grow, him mother, and I don't care, 'cause I don't really like talk about people mother and them sitting there. But when you have a child out here doing them something there, we have to look back at the root. Him mother not teach him no manners or what? Him not no manners, man.
Honestly, no, I go that level there.
Boy, I'm in a business, you know, him not no manners, man.
Some people and parents try hard with them, but them just stuck in them all dirty ways. Right?
Him for leave from for the platform, man. Nobody no want hear nothing from him. The people them reject them so many times.
And him keep what do you nobody now see him now hear from him. And him just come stick up himself and now in this press conference and just put back some bitter taste in some people mouth.
Why him never write the budget give Mark Golden then? If he want to make himself useful. Now that he should have taken time and do. Cause look how we are say, where is he? We haven't seen him. I was surprised today when I saw him step out. Me I say, where Leighton come from?
Nobody not seen him from the other day and people ask us, so wait. Oh, nobody not see him.
Who was saying?
It does refresh people's memory as to who he is and his behavior. Right? You call a press conference, the people never just pop up and come push mic in your face, you know. You call a press conference. You have the different media houses in front of you. People going to ask questions. People ask questions. If you even ask a question where you never want to answer right out, you give a, diplomatic answer. You can't, shift things.
But why was he and Damien there? He and Damien didn't have no business there, you know. If Mark Golden them so them a come out fi- Go ahead.
He said something earlier, right? Oftentimes, remember, Mark did him do himself wrong in the parliament. Yeah? When him jump up on the point or something yesterday, he did himself wrong, and that is the reason why the press conference was called for some form of damage control. So maybe you think that Dayton and Julian being there, could have helped push on some things. So I understand why remember Dayton, Crawford was there. I don't see what the need Dayton Campbell was there for, but we can see why I could have possibly have Crawford and Julian there. Yeah.
Jesus.
It was all about damage control, but I mean, to me, they created some more damage by having Dayton Campbell there and did what he did to them.
But they didn't have a choice. I mean, imagine if they didn't come out yesterday after that admission in Parliament. They had to do something, but you know what they should have done? They should have me don't know, them should have probably put out a statement. Me don't know how you'd have put out something like that in a statement.
It was all damage control, and they could have had a press conference and it played out better than it played out today. But to me, having Dayton Campbell there was a big mistake.
Maybe that's why they
wasn't even a smart idea, but having Dayton Campbell there was a big mistake.
Yes, I agree. And maybe that's why Damian Crawford looks so irritated.
Probably.
Oh, Jesus. All right, well, make we see how it go. Coming days.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling. Yes, people. Couple more calls and then, we're out of here. What a disgrace, man. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night.
Can you please turn down your background for me? Thank you.
Okay. I'm listening to you and producer. Um, when Bruce Golden came in, he didn't have any choice because he run up into something that he didn't even aware of.
He didn't have a choice in what, ma'am?
He didn't have a choice not getting involved. Remember that he was
You know what?
placed out.
With all due respect, I think we need to leave that topic alone because I'm not really gonna have anybody come on here come try to justify Bruce Golden defending Dodos. I cannot have that. So if you want to say something,
No. It's not defending the wrongdoer.
who is the wrongdoer?
What I'm saying,
Li-
Doodles.
okay, listen to what I just said again. I said I'm no, hold on just a second.
We are not defending him.
No, I didn't say you were. I did not say that you were defending Dodo. So that's why allow me to rephrase what I just said in case you didn't hear me properly. I said I am not gonna have anybody come on here and come justify Bruce Golding defending Dodos. I cannot have that. According to Edward Siaga, Siaga said that Bruce should not have interfered. There were other people being extradited.
Siaka could say what he said.
Okay, let us
Interference.
not take up any time on the program doing that, my friend. If you want to say something about, what the topic is at hand here tonight, I'm all ears, and so is the audience.
But but this topic always come up like and it is shunned, but the people must know the truth about what really happened.
Well, if you want to know that, if people want to know the truth, they can go and do their own research. I made a comment here tonight to the moderator that Bruce Golding should not have interfered in the extradition of Dodos.
So what about doing a research, a proper research, and put this thing to rest?
You're asking me to do a research?
Right.
I have no interest in doing a research. I stated my opinion that he should not have interfered. I'm not the only one who said it.
No, but if we don't talk about the interference, I was talking about the constituency that he inherited.
Okay, well, I can't do that on this program tonight, and I think we're taking up way too much time doing this. So if you want
All
to,
right, let me move on. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying again is that today, what I saw on the press conference or whatever they were having, this man don't care one thing about Jamaica. Him no care what no one say. After him don't talk, him don't talk. This press conference, I've never seen something like this yet in Jamaica. You have a budget, and the other side did it wrong, and you come the next day to keep a press conference for what?
well, it's the same thing. We've seen this before, though. We have seen this before with these guys. Do you remember when Mark Golding made his presentation and it ended up in a walkout? And Bunting come back with the same thing in the Senate, saying want to finish the speech. So it's not the first time that they've fallen short and want to come, try to fix things. This is crazy.
But what I look, what I look again, I say the man said, I'm not, I'm not involved in FINSAC. I'm not involved in FINSAC. Then if you wasn't involved in FINSAC and you come before the nation and tell us that, listen, FINSAC, I was around Omar Davis, I was a part of the team. If you wasn't involved, then you would have taken on the Prime Minister same time and said, Prime Minister, you are misleading the public. I wasn't. You did not say nothing. Now, behind the Prime Minister back, you are coming to tell the people that I have nothing to do with this thing. Then whose bank it was? Whose bank, all of those wealth that has gone to a bank? Whose bank it was? Because they quickly sold the bank to Scotia, and they couldn't open another bank here until 3 years after. So they went abroad and they opened other things abroad with the money. Lodge the money so that the money can increase abroad. So whose bank was that bank? And why is your name as a part owner of it? This man is just a liar. I just lie and he just easily do it right through in teeth. Now, when them keep the press conference, Damien, oh my God, I sorry for that guy. Damien, he looks so weird and
Uncomfortable.
yes, and the picture where you have up with with him and Mark Golden and what the next one name?
Robinson.
Julian.
Mm.
Oh my God, you remember when Julian they look good? Julian look like somebody a fret. Him look out of space. If you look on him face,
Them stress out,
it
man.
doesn't look like the Julian that we know.
Mm-mm.
Right? Crawford needs to pick himself up, stop defending um foolishness for these people, and get back to the Crawford where we didn't know. Or me not know if him far gone already. Because right now, every time him appear, him talk some nonsense. And him try to justify. He must say the people them are more nutritious, and all sort of nonsense when them reach in there. Then tell me now, the people them picking on your mother yard.
Me don't know why
And
this nutrition thing
it
is now an international national thing of discussion. When we used to go, whenever I used to date for younger more than nobody else, what is going on?
it's like then they're Ethiopia. And you have to talk Ethiopia. You remember back then when Ethiopia had the crisis and the children were there starving. So these people, when they get to school, they have to make sure so them feed them well, so that when them go home, at least one meal them have. Oh my God, dear man, dear man, dear man. I don't know what it come with. And when me look at all of this, I hear what the one name? Oh God, that when
Leighton,
yes. When me look at him, I come tell the reporter. Because when the reporter was going to talk, I saw when Damien said something to Mark. So he let him know, say, Anisha, where did come from? So when him now go tell the reporter, say, him go ask the prime minister, we make him sit in car, where you call it straight, and where how him get him riches or something. The time him I go send the message with him, why in the nearer to parliament? Why him not go ask the prime minister that? Huh?
respect and decency, respect and decency is gone out the window. When Jamaica say, oh, Dayton and them, the rest of them deal with their leader, you see from that? Everybody get fishy said there is no sense of respect and decency among these guys. So don't expect them to have none for the journalists of the country or the government. You can disagree with people and you not disrespect them, you know.
Thank you. Thank you. If you look at how they behave, you could not like example Sherry. When I come on and I wanted to talk about Bruce, if you think it was Dayton I was talking to, I would have to get off my phone because yes, I
Ah,
would have to get off my phone because he's going to send some things and then you have to get upset and whatever, so things will go down. This man don't know how to address people.
No diplomacy.
Where them going to put him? Maybe I feel watch if wrongdoer are coming through the door. Because not even as a security man, I will keep him. Because him don't know how to talk to people and him not have no manners at his
No
own.
manners.
I'm sorry for the mommy, because sometimes mothers do bring them up in good ways.
And then stray so far from it. Oh God,
Oh
man.
my God. Yes, not. Because when a child is a child, when them fully grown, a member say him out there in a certain things, him out there with a pack of liars, him a one of them, you know. So make I tell you something. When it come on to certain character, you're not going to expect certain things from people.
Boy, may I tell you, hey, this is sad though, you know. You know, so being a parent and raising a child, it's a lot of sacrifice, and we don't regret doing our parental duty. But when you grow, you pin them and then go out in the world, go embarrass it. I know a nice something, you know.
It is very hard. It is very hard. And the next thing again,
Yeah, wrap it up, cause the people them a call on the phone, you know.
all right, let me finish this one point. You have a dignitary here from the US.
Mm-hmm.
He's the opposition leader. Why having a press conference one place and he might say, Andrew at the government? Don't the opposition should be in that meeting also?
Of course, that's how I've always seen it.
That is what I've always seen. So why is he one side trying to fix love or get the people to love him? Why he is not in there with the government as an opposition to say something?
Mm-hmm.
Eh? Oh
No.
man, I can tell you people, if we put in that team of people in there, even the woman, Lord Jesus, the one little one will what is that she gone?
Mm-mm.
Even the women that are left behind there, if you put them in government, what a chaka parliament we are gonna have.
It's a very frightening thing. When I really done, as the moderator said, when you look in the room here, so with the people across the table, you have the representatives of the US. Look how Jamaica is sitting there looking confident, looking assured. Look, boy, I mean, I know. Me can't imagine it, and I don't really want to. Me just want Jamaica people them to get the right information so they can make an informed decision when the election is called. But I thank you for calling. Um,
Thank you very much, Nad. So we will
yes,
talk again.
yes. Take care of yourself.
All right.
Hello, good night. Hello, hello, good night.
Nazarene,
Hi, good. Thank you for calling.
all right. You see the details of the FINSAC deal with DBG?
Uh huh.
I don't think it even came out in the FINSAC report.
Not all of it.
Yeah, the details of that, like how much money they paid for what.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, I don't know if it has been released, but it didn't come out in the FinTech report.
There's some detail, but not too much. I did a video upload. I think it was yesterday, where some figures were there about how much money DB&G received, but I was looking for more details about it. As we know, the people them on the commission were asking for more money to go on with the investigation, but to be honest, it had costed Jamaica too much.
No, but
And
I
nobody
think we
now got, and
really,
I like say nobody a got prison anyway.
I think we really need to blow it out in the open, because one thing I'm appreciative for,
Mm,
former Prime Minister coming out and opening his mouth.
mm-hmm.
It allowed this conversation to reignite. Um,
I saw a gentleman on a video that you uploaded on the same FINSAC thing. I didn't get to watch all that, but when I saw the gentleman, I was like, the gentleman with the beard,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that was talking about the half a tree road property.
Oh God.
That man the name, I can't tell him name?
Yeah, remember him.
Yeah, his name Bentley Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And I want things that man they have strong PNP supporter to, you know.
Yeah.
To show you how, yeah, to show you how the thing go haywire in the 90s.
Then look pan Carl Blight.
You mean how them wreck him financially?
Yes, and look here. While Mark Golding is denying that he was part of FinSac, the video I uploaded, you didn't hear the lady in there saying that Peter Bunting must repent.
You know, as we say, we hear a little, the first part, that gentleman, there's so much, I think I sent you a message late last night after you closed, because I did kind of busy in and out, and I wasn't getting to get all the program together, but there is that man,
Yeah.
talk about the half a tree property,
Yes.
but them still, I forget that. I forget that story the one next week. So you
Okay.
can decide if you want to talk about it or not.
We'll check the message then.
Because that story is like super deep.
And the man they look like same him so calm and collective through it all, you know? Boy, may I tell you.
You can swear one building in a downtown where burned down one law office on Tower Street, right across the Supreme Court. Where burned down and nobody can tell me say no arsonist date. Was deliberately burned down for kill one case with the man there and Workers Bank.
A whole heap of wickedness, Galang man. Whole heap of wickedness. So when me hear Mark Golding trying to minimize the damage, the decades of damage, what he makes so much money off of, and the sweetheart deal and them something there. Boy, I may I tell you, say some people have no conscience, you know.
And then this other thing now about the nutrition. There's a company that's called Nutrition Products. They're down somewhere downtown. Somewhere downtown. Somewhere at the end of Marcus Garvey Drive. Somewhere down there. So. We used to make milk and bun.
Me know where you talk, man.
It was a massive leak for government resources.
Okay.
I don't think it's functional now, but when we know say certain people want it come back on stream. Because it used to provide it was like a feeding tree. So to give people sugar and milk powder and all kind of craziness used to go on down there. So. And the feeding program, you know, this bulla bun business where they used to do, it kind of died down now, you know.
Then I give bulla milk again.
Massive feeding program again, like what used to take place coming out of nutrition products.
Oh God.
So I don't know why them a give people bulla, pitney bulla. In fact, it boiled down to the stage where them a give pitney bulla and bag juice.
A bulla and bag juice them a give to them now?
Yes, that's what them used giving them at one point. Them a get bulla and bag juice.
No, sir.
Out of nutrition products.
So what they want now? Childhood diabetes now.
I think them trying to come up with a better program.
No man, we can't do the bulla. The bulla and bag juice is a detriment to the pitney them health.
Don't know that.
The bulla and milk never kill with it tastes nice. Also my pitney them will come to school with lunch money and they have the bulla and milk. Anytime they get born, no ask if me not take up two, you know. Oh God. All right, well thank you for calling. Big up yourself. The feeding program. First of all, the way how them are going about the feeding program. Let me tell you something. In my primary school coming up, I must say, me that say in my primary school at the time, I would say about maybe 10 or 15 kids who were heavily dependent on Bula milk. Out of the whole school from grade 1 to 6, about 10 to 15 kids we could have say come from a household where they really not have no lunch and then depend on the Bula milk. So it's not like a vast majority of our students are starving. No. But we need to have a little thing available where they can eat, to catch up their stomach at lunchtime. It's not rocket science. It shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, come on, let's move on. You understand? Every day you get up, you hear them come out and talk about school feedings. Every day, so sure. One more call, guys. Hello, good night.
That's what's up.
I'm here. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. And you?
I'm good. What's up?
Yeah, but the day I listen to the whole topic and everything,
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering if somebody get a that news, say them parents did, because you look at me some people faces, and when you get that news, you should have looked so. Come see Damien and the rest of them look them, and they look like they get some terrible that news.
They look depressed, not true?
Yeah, man, very depressed.
Mm-mm.
You don't know how to mark, but something radically wrong, and I think psychiatrists need to check him again. Give him another check.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Mark two line, man.
Jesus.
Say what we put in our budget debate. And then remember him tell them yesterday say that what it wasn't a budget debate, it was a something another, and then
Manifesto.
Prince today, and they asked him a question. I hear him said, what we did put in our budget debate. And yesterday, how you say one thing yesterday and you come back today with a different thing?
But look here now. When we see the headline and the heading, and when we see them come with, it's like them a say, them a go fund their own budget. Isn't that what you heard? How does that even make sense? I can't make sense of it.
I just can't understand.
They're gonna fund their own budget. What I'm gonna understand.
These people run out of they didn't have any, and the little that they did have, it gone completely, the ideas.
I must see FINSAC money them a go take fund it. Me no know, yeah, man.
It run out.
Empty headed.
I've been so defeated that he don't know what else to do.
Then, well on, well on, before me forget. Look here, so Jamaica's total national budget 1.27 trillion, right?
Yeah.
Now, your Julian did come and say $1 billion for TikTokers and content creators. So, boy, me glad me never go over there go listen,
No, sometimes I don't listen. You want to listen to me, but you have to kind of hear what them I say if you really, because trust me, them not worth listening to, but you have to, trust me. The next thing I want, and I would really love somebody to dig it down. You see that paper about gold in a show saying him denounce? You don't believe it,
You don't believe it?
No, sir. The only time I believe in it, you have to go to parliament and make the people them see. But him a bit in a darkness, I swear, what the boy the name, the in 2 for 1 boy the name.
Where say 2 for 1?
2 for 1 boy, man.
Then I can go, so what you mean by 2 for 1?
2 in 1, you call him man or woman, I don't know any name again.
Lord Jesus. Lord, but hold on there. You know why? You know why you not believe him? You know why you don't believe him? Because to be honest with you, I don't think Mark Golden would have been so. Me not think him that mad when me that carry one fraudulent piece of paper can show people. Because him tell so much lie, it hard to believe anything when he say or do. Me understand.
Take it secretly a one little man, you can go show you in a one corner, and then now you go give interview to the observer, to the cleaner. But you don't carry it.
Boy, I mean, I know.
You go to an interview and say you renounce.
Mm-hmm.
So the cleaner don't have nothing to show. Me not see the cleaner show it, say yes, this is it. So we can't believe him.
I must call and tell them, I don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesus.
Right. So that should be published on the front page of the Gainer that we can see it.
Well, him could have come do it in a press conference and take some question from the people, them too.
Yes. And that was too. He could have been into a press conference, so that's why I can't see it secretly. Because the guy could hardly see time did they call out and I tell him, say, you see, this is, me not believe it. And somebody have put some pressure on him, make we can see it. Trust me.
Well, in a thing, same for bringing bird paper instead.
If you bring him bird paper and if you bring, oh, I want to tell you, see somebody I like a spot on the thing, you know, because somebody must zoom it up. How should I think by a program, you see, and somebody zoom it up. And a party about British born.
Maybe I'm have to show his father's documents to see how he's connected to somebody in the UK.
Well, maybe that, but he need to come make we see it. He need to come make we see it.
Me not nothing to say until me see bird paper. Well, all right. Well, thank you.
So,
Yes. Yes, thank you. Good night. Yeah, guys. So the phone lines are closed for the night, people. We're coming up on our second hour. And I'm just gonna make some closing arguments here before we go. First of all, I am proud of how Jamaica was represented today. I'm proud of how the United States representative Marco Rubio came to Jamaica. He was not arrogant, he was not condescending. And to be honest with you, that's kind of what I expected from the US today. But it wasn't so. I'm glad I had a chance to listen to it all. If you haven't listened to it, guys, please do, and you will see that Jamaica is not no dibby dibby in the world, and we're not no dibby dibby in the region. Jamaica is doing its part in, first of all, national security, and second of all, in development of our country. And that's what we should be doing, you know. And it's good that other people can recognize that. People who are not seeking to tear us down, people who are not in league with a set of underminers and saboteurs in the opposition trying to tear us down. So it was a good day today for Jamaica. And I just want to thank the people who represented us. I think Dana did a good job moderating the press conference. Very well done, Dana. And of course, Kamina Johnson for warmly welcoming our guests. So that is it, guys. You know, we're a few months away from the election. Why may I tell no? Every day is something different, something new, something more bizarre, outrageous. But I thank you all for your participation. Proud is an understatement. Yes. Very well done. To be honest, I don't really care what the United States got about and travel advisory because it didn't deter the way I felt about Jamaica, you know, to begin with. One of the things I heard the Prime Minister said today, which kind of bothered me just a little bit, when he spoke about Jamaica's deficit with healthcare workers. I don't know. I know that the government have some scholarships. They're trying to bring Jamaican youths into the healthcare workforce. I hope that young people are taking advantage of these scholarships and going to study nursing and medicine to contribute to Jamaica. Because the world is going to see a severe nursing shortage soon. And we already have Jamaicans in the diaspora taking care of people overseas. So everybody can get up and leave, you know, guys. So we have to stand up in the Gideon and do what we're supposed to do. So the generation coming up now, while some of our nurses are aging out, we have to find replacement, So may I encourage the Minister of Health to continue to promote and highlight the scholarship program and encourage young men and young women to go into healthcare. We need people to look after our people. And we can't, for a small country, 3 million population, we're not supposed to be heavily dependent on, importing healthcare workers. It's a very rewarding job, being a healthcare worker. And for most people, it's not really about the money, it's innate. It's in our nature to care for other people. So I would like to see some advocacy work, encouraging those who are graduating high school are looking forward to it to go into the healthcare workforce. It's a good thing. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining the program. Please share our content. Please to hit the like button before you leave. I'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll try to make sure that we pick up on the program about the opposition leader and who he really is, because most of us don't really know him. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Catch you next time.
Jamaica politics and cover. Pick up yourself because you don't know you will discover. Natalie, you're bigger than George Washington Bridge and Island Empire State Building. Straight to the ceiling. Sin, Lord of mercy. Jamaica is not a place to go all. Not when certain guys in control. Jehovah God know. Lord of mercy. Hey, some say that them are diety. And they must suffer to hell no rotted. Natalie, more you pick up yourself. Right now because you're rougher than them. Hey, they must say that they must die. And they must suffer to hell no rotted.